Hello and welcome to our first video about zone schedules. In this video we will make a schedule of all of our zones in the project. Now you can see the navigator tab. We've left only the zones visible, and now go to schedules, element. We will create a new schedule. In other words, we will start from scratch. Change the element type to zone, of course. Add some more criteria, and our first criteria will be the story. Include only zones on the first story. And we'll add two connected criteria that will mention the renovation status of the zones. That means we will include only old zones and existing zones that match the renovation status of existing. Add opening and closing brackets to make it more easily to read. From this menu we can add the parameters we require. Let's add the most basic parameters about area parameter, zone name, zone number, and so on. From the other menu we will add custom texts. We will use them to store the values of the flooring, walls, and ceiling. Bear in mind that these parameters, the custom texts, are completely connected only to the schedule. They are not connected with the element itself. Therefore, if we change them, the elements of the zones will not be affected. We can rearrange our values. And you can see the schedule. I want to mention that it's very tricky, this one, because it's all white. You need to check it a different color to make it a different color. At first I thought that there was some kind of mistake, but it's not that kind of mistake. You just change the colors and the schedule becomes visible. Why is it empty, you will ask? Because the current renovation filter is planned. Therefore, the condition we added, the renovation to be existing or to be removed, is not correct. Therefore, we have to either change the renovation status of the project or define our new zone schedule, which will cover that renovation status also. We'll do that in a minute, don't worry. You see, we have included only existing zones and to be demolished. By clicking this, you will sum the areas. Now I removed the renovation filter, and you will see now of our zones on this story, no matter what their renovation is. But bear in mind that it will show only zones that are currently visible on the floor plan. You can see also the same trickery. Be very, very careful with this white color, because it may delude you into thinking that something is wrong. Just change it to a black or any color you like. Now I will show you that if we change the renovation filters, all of the zones will appear because they're in the planned status. Existing or to be demolished means that only existing zones will show, and because the current renovation status of the project is planned, it isn't correct. Therefore, we will define a new schedule with the planned status. But first we'll add some additional filters to this one. You can see that all of our zones, when we check this filter, all of our zones in the project, no matter the story, appear on the schedule. Now we turn the renovation status of the project to existing, and you will see the difference. When we set the zone schedule to filter only existing zones and old zones, all of our zones in this case will appear. That's why I underline many times that schedules are connected with the current visibility status of your project. Now all of our zones in the current visibility status will appear. On story 1. Now we set it to story 1. And the zones you see here are exactly the same as the zones you see on the screen. Now, since we changed the renovation status, the zones again become empty because they're made for renovation status of existing, not planned. Let's duplicate the schedule we made and change it to existing for story 0. That means the story below this one. And change the criteria. Duplicate this one again, and we'll add not existing elements this time, but planned elements. And this is for story 1. And now you notice that existing elements on story 1 is empty because the current renovation status of the project is planned, while at the same time the planned status of the zone, the schedule, is full. We will disable the visibility of home story because we know that they're for the first story. And we'll enter home story 1 in the title, for instance. Yes, it's zones plant 1, that means for the first story. Now we will enter the flooring types of all of our zones. I repeat again that these attributes, custom text 1 to 3, which will remain to flooring, walls and ceiling, are not connected to the zone element itself. We use it only for our schedule. Therefore, if the zone changes its geometry or its type, this attribute will not change. You can use Ctrl+C and Ctrl+V for copy and paste. And we continue in the same manner by doing all of our fields. See you in the next video about how to finish our zone schedule.